Hi, this is Jules Lewis of Enlightened Business, and today's video I'm going to be talking about the relationship between leadership and stewardship. I was very fortunate last month to attend a lecture by Dr. Simon Weston, who's done a lot of research into leadership, and he talked about the journey of leadership as he sees it. He's written a couple of books about this, starting in round about the 1900s with what he called the control leader. So the leader that was very much fixed with hierarchy, all about making sure that people came to work on time, very much around the factory era, and it was really just about bringing the body to work. And then in the 1960s, there was a shift to what he calls the therapist leader. And this is really the movement of human potential. Workplace psychology emerged, and there was a huge recognition that actually people were bringing their minds as well as their bodies. Fast forward again to the 1980s, and an archetype that I'm sure you'll be familiar with. He calls it the Messiah leader. And this is the charismatic leader that was assumed to have all the answers, pointing their finger at the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, rallying cry for everybody to join him, usually a hymn, towards that pot of gold. Led to problems, and if you're interested, I do recommend go to Dr. Weston's website, simonweston.com. And fast forward again at the turn of this century, so we're looking at 2000 now, we're into what he calls eco-leadership. And whilst this is partly to do with the issue of sustainability, it's not limited to that, because really it's about recognising that we are part of a greater whole. It's about interconnectedness, it's about systemic ethics, connectivity, and the challenge that leaders have today around distributed leadership. So the hierarchy has collapsed, if you like, and distributed leadership is now the norm. Millennials in particular expect it. But there's a tension there, because actually some of the governance and the control is still in place, and in fact it's being enforced in many sectors such as health, such as finance, with compliance and the necessities of compliance. So it's about folding all of those different aspects of leadership into this broader sense of eco-leadership. And I couldn't help but wonder afterwards with a few people, we had a brief discussion around whether or not, in fact, the word leadership is still serving us, and whether or not another word would better describe this new era of leadership that is needed for us in this new paradigm, this new world that we are working in. Now, Dr. Weston's feeling was that actually no, the word leadership does serve, many good reasons for that. And over the next few days, as I reflected on this, I started to explore the word stewardship, which has been discussed broadly across the board for the last couple of years. Peter Block actually wrote a book called Stewardship, published in 2013. And it's great because stewardship is different from leadership in that it talks about care for the organisation and care for the people that touch that organisation. So whereas leadership is about social influence and making sure that resources are managed in such a way that the goal is attained, obviously hugely necessary in a business environment, it's very directional in terms of its focus on the end goal. Stewardship is about recognising and appreciating the broader ecosystem and the bigger whole within which that leadership needs to take place. So, in Peter Block's words, stewardship is the willingness to be accountable for the well-being of the larger organisation. The willingness to be accountable for the well-being of the larger organisation. So whenever you're looking at employee engagement, whenever you're looking at how products and services can enhance customers' lives, whenever you're looking at giving back to the community, and whenever you're looking at sustainability efforts, then in fact you are exemplifying and demonstrating the stewardship aspect of leadership. And that's really what I wanted to explore today, is the relationship between the two, because we talk about leadership and write about leadership as if it is only about that one directional focus, the management of resources and the achievement of goals, whereas stewardship is part of it, is embodied within it when leadership is at its fullest and at its best. So I will leave you with that and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.